Hey guys, so today I have a video that was actually prompted by something in my real life and then also just stuff that's been going on lately on the media and on the internet and stuff, and I just thought it would be something interesting to discuss and maybe get some different ideas and point of views on the subject because I think it's something that definitely is going on right now. So I know there's been a lot of media coverage about the girl who committed suicide recently, and she was bullied and called mean names by other girls and stuff, and then ultimately she committed suicide, which is absolutely terrible. I was just kind of thinking to myself about bullying and stuff, and I know I've mentioned that I've been bullied before, and I've mentioned that obviously girls were the ones bullying me, which I think is interesting because I think a lot of people, when they hear the word bullying, they think like punching and like physical bullying, which I know there is physical bullying, but I think mainly for girls, bullying kind of just comes with people gossiping and saying rude things, maybe making fun of you. That kind of stuff is more of like the girl type of bullying normally. I know there probably are exceptions. But it just kind of made me think about, why do girls feel the need to compare themselves to other girls and to put other girls down? So then on Facebook, there was a girl who made a status just like making fun of like what other girls were wearing and stuff. I think focusing on other people and comparing them to you and stuff, it just, ultimately, it's never going to end up making you feel better. And I don't know, I can't quite understand why people do it so much, but I think the main thing is just focusing on not doing it and then seeing how that makes you feel in return. So I know that I recently have been just focusing on not gossiping about other people, not saying rude things about other people. Of course, if those thoughts go through your mind, you don't have to say them out loud. You don't have to write them on Twitter. You don't have to put them on Facebook. You don't have to Instagram them. You don't have to say anything if it's not very nice. And that just goes back to like the oldest thing and like just the oldest saying that we were all told when we were little, which is just if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And this has like nothing to do with like constructive criticism on videos. I know that's a lot different and people will be like, oh, well, if I have an opinion, I want to share it. It's actually more so about girls just putting other girls down. I mean, being a girl can be hard sometimes. There's a lot of pressure on girls. And I just don't see why other girls would want to purposely say rude things about others and just purposely be rude to each other. It just doesn't make much sense to me at all. In my opinion, I think style and fashion and beauty and how you choose to do your hair and makeup is so personal that no one else should judge that and no one else should say rude things about you for that. It sounds really, really, to put it nicely, it just sounds stupid overall. Like, to me, people that do that, it just rubs me the wrong way and it makes me not want to get to know them any better because I'm like, if you say rude things about this girl, how do I know that when I'm not there, you're not going to say something rude about me, I think we all know those people that they're constantly just tearing others down. Like, a girl will walk by and they'll just start pointing everything out that's wrong with her. And, the thing is I don't see how that makes you feel any better. If anything, it should make you feel worse because you're focusing on someone else and you're having to think all these mean things to say about them. And I just think that if you focus on yourself and you try to be the best person that you can be, other people won't even be in your mind and you won't have to think about other people. And I've had a lot of girls say that they get jealous easily and they hate feeling jealous and stuff. And I know that when you're jealous to a guy about another girl, the guys pick up on that. And I think a lot of guys think it's really unattractive when other girls, are like being rude about other girls. And I think, even if you say you're not jealous of a girl, when you're saying rude things about a girl who's standing over here to this guy, I think a lot of the times guys think, oh, well, that's probably because you're jealous, you can't wear what she's wearing, or you're jealous, your hair doesn't look like that, or whatever. And then I know the rebuttal from girls is like, well, no, it's because it's ugly, it's not because I'm jealous. But I think a lot of the times to guys, it rubs off that way, that you're insecure or you want what they have or something. And I think, as far as jealousy, it's a bad feeling. I know no one likes to feel jealous, but the reason that you're feeling jealous is probably because you're paying attention to everyone else instead of just paying attention to, what you have and, who you are as a person and the way that you look, which is just how you look, and you should, be proud of that and be happy with that. And I think there's also room for improvement, when seeing other people. And I think when compliments are due for other girls, I think you look so amazingly just you look like a nice person when you give other girls compliments. You know, if you tell a girl like, wow, that girl looks really pretty, and you bring it up, you look very just secure in yourself, and you don't look insecure when you do that. And I think that, I don't know, I just don't, sometimes it just blows my mind, honestly, like what other girls say about other girls. And I know that you guys have all heard this. Like, it's just things that we hear every single day from our friends, or, you know, just from people on the street, or read on the internet, or whatever. But, you know, just one instance was this one time I overheard this conversation of a girl, and she was like calling another girl mean names and saying rude things about her because of what she was wearing. She thought it was, I guess, I don't know, I guess pretty provocative what she was wearing, I guess, but take into consideration that this girl did not know the other girl at all. She has no idea what she's like, if she is provocative, anything like that. And then I heard someone else say, you know, wow, if I had her body, I would definitely wear that. And it just kind of made me think, like, you know, that is true. Like, if you look at the root of why you're saying something mean, it might be because it's something within yourself. Maybe you do feel like, oh wow, you know, if I had a good body, I would wear that, but since I don't, I'm going to say something rude. And I know that's not always the case. But if you take that and you decide, wow, I'm going to work out and feel confident so that I can wear stuff and I don't have to, you know, pay attention to what other girls are wearing and pay attention to comparing myself to if I look just as good as them, you know. I just think that if you focus on yourself and focus on being the best person that you can be, then you'll feel so much better, you'll probably look better, and you just won't have to deal with all that stupid girl drama and stuff. And I think that I want to make you guys a challenge and see that if, you know, you are one of those girls who likes to bring up negative things about other girls, maybe you could try this month of October to try not to do that and just see if it makes you feel better and if you feel more confident about yourself when you're not putting other people down all the time. So yeah, I hope you guys decide to do this, and leave me comments on what your feedback is. If you have a friend that, you know, is constantly saying rude things to you or constantly pointing out rude things about other people, let me know. I'd love to hear the stories about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit rambly, but honestly it was just something that came up today and I wanted to talk about. So let me know if you guys like these videos that are kind of just more like life related, about things that go on in everyday life, and I will definitely make more of them if you do. Bye everyone!